All right, welcome to the Slow Twitch YouTube channel. Today we are talking about the brand new Cadex race stem. Everything's carbon fiber on the stem except for the top cap, which seems to be made out of plastic, which I understand. I also really wish this was carbon fiber. I think that would just be the coolest thing in the world if this little tiny cap was carbon. Couple points to talk about. Lengths in the stem. Length comes from 70 millimeters to 140 millimeters. They come in increments of 10. That would be the length between the middle of the steer tube to the middle of the bar tube. This particular stem is 110 millimeters, but having 8 different increments of length is pretty nice to have. You don't see that a lot these days, particularly with stem launches. Next is going to be weight. This is a really light stem. At 70 millimeters, you're going to have a weight of 114 grams. At the 140 millimeter length, you're going to go up to 134 grams, and everywhere kind of in between. Now let's talk about rise. The one thing that I'm not 100% sure I really like about this particular offering from Cadex is it only comes with a -10 rise, which means that the point from here to here is going to be -10 degrees. So it's going to be a downward spiral stem when it comes to actually using it. It is nice that the steer tube comes with either a 1 1/4 inch or with the adapter, which is here, you can actually get a steer tube of 1 1/8 inch. Stack on the stem is going to be 41 millimeters, which is going to be the distance between the bottom of the stem and the top of the stem that goes onto the steer tube. So in designing this particular stem, one of the focuses that Cadex has was the aerodynamics of the actual top of the stem here. You'll see that they've removed the 2 bolts that typically go here on a stem. Now, there's a couple of different theories here when it comes to stem manufacturing and wind tunnel and all of that stuff. You tend to see a lot of bolts on the front, but you've also tended to see in the past bolts starting to go back on the side. Or I should not say side, I should say the back end of the stem, which I find really annoying because anytime that I want to take the stem off or adjust the stem, it always seems like these particular bolts on the back become very hard to manage from a tightening and loosening standpoint. So one of the things that Cadex did with the design of this was try to eliminate some of the bolts on top for an aerodynamic advantage. I get that, I see it. I don't know how really necessary that is, but if you're talking about a product that Cadex builds, they're very particular about the small little details, and you know, they're designing these for the people that are very, I guess you could say, anal retentive about every little tiny detail that you can, and they want every single advantage. They're also designing this for their pro cycling teams and their tour riders and their professional athletes. And when you're talking about people like that, it does make a difference. You know, when you're looking at the Tour de France and you know, you've got riders that are 80 hours in and the tour is won by, you know, seconds, if not, you know, maybe a minute. Those advantages come into play quite a bit. So where I see the real benefit of this particular stem is I like the fact that they've reduced the amount of issues that I personally might have with tightening a stem onto an actual bar. And so by eliminating these 2 top bolts, they've left the bottom bolts, and this is really all that I have to worry about from a tightening standpoint and from a torque setting standpoint. The other thing that I'm sure it's probably done is reduce weight on the stem, which probably explains why it's one of the lighter stems in the marketplace right now when it comes to carbon fiber. You know, traditionally speaking, you would see 6 bolts on a stem. This you're seeing 4 bolts. The top cap also is made out of plastic, which is going to lighten this up, even though I would really like to see this made out of carbon fiber. All right, so as you can see, it is a little bit of a snap to get the actual front on. And that is about the only thing that I don't really like about it. I just worry that it's gonna scrape up your bar. Now, obviously, you know, bars are gonna get scratched, yada, yada, yada. But at the same time, no product's perfect. And that's my one gripe with this one. I give this a 9 out of 10. I don't know what else to say except the fact that no product's perfect. There's a couple of things that, you know, I don't like about it, but they're pretty minor, as you've seen in the video earlier. And that's it. That's a wrap on our review on the Cadex race stem. Thanks for watching the channel. Hope you enjoyed the review. I hope it was technical enough, but also dumbed down enough to where anybody that's watching this video could kind of learn something about stems and things that, you know, not everybody that's been in the race business for 20 years, 30 years, sits on weightweenies.com and all those other technical sites all day, can learn something from the review. That's the whole purpose of what we're doing here at Slow Twitch, is we're trying to help everybody understand something about the things that we have options to buy. Thanks a lot and have a great day.